Hello everyone and welcome back to World of Mike, and today we have issue 14. Sadly, for the time being, there won't be live videos due to a technical problem currently under investigation. Moving forward for the next week or so will be pre-recorded. As you can see, we're going to be doing the driving controls and wing panels. The gear stick, accelerator and brake pedal are fitted together with wing panels. So as I said, a huge thank you to the manager who very kindly had a spare and exchanged it. As you can see, put pedals in, we've got switch electrics, oh yes, so exciting. And then obviously putting the wing panels in, and then obviously it will be looking something like that. So a nice splash of red in this with the green and the black. And then coming up in the next week's issue, we have the cab tilting crank and supports mechanism for tilting the mechanism for tilting the cab. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the cab. I like that. Supports and screws. So let's take a look and see what we've got to do for the first bit. So as you can see, guys, this is the gear stick. So I'm going to bring that right the way down now, as best as I can. Here is the gear stick, and the first thing it wants us to do is to attach this 1408, sorry, that's not the right one. 1408 is the gear relay button. Now apparently this just sits on the top of this little peg part here. So we're going to be putting this on top of the gear stick, if we can get it on. This is quite a challenge, this little fiddly part here, but it looks, oh god, that is fiddly, isn't it? Wow. Okay, so I've got that little button on there now, as you can see. And the next step after that is to get 1409, which is this section here, and this is the gear relay, apparently. So this little wire goes on the underneath, as you can see where that little pin is. So we're going to put that on the underneath here. I'm very, very nervous about this, but as you can see, easy does it. You hear that little click, and that goes on there, absolutely perfect. Obviously, I would like to get that a little bit closer if I could, and as you can see, that's all lovely and flush now on that little section there. So once we've done that, we have attached the gear relay, and the next step to do is to bring in the cab that we did in previous assembly. And as you can see, we're going to be securing it into what looks to be this little hole here. So I suspected the gear stick would go there, so that's pretty damn cool. So obviously you've got a little pin here and then a little hole. It looks to me like this gear relay goes in that small hole there. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up with something, I should imagine, it looks as if they've got the actual gear relay. Oh, so it goes in this one here, and so that's the gear relay, and then it looks like this little wire goes into that little small hole there, maybe. So it goes into there, and then that little relay into that button like that, so something like that. This is really cool. So that's that part. This is going to be secured in with the PB 2.3 times 4mm screws. As you can see here, it does say DPO 5 yet again. So it looks as if this is going to be an ongoing issue with this build and that. So we've got to be so fragile here, because underneath here we've got to secure the screw in, which is just underneath here. As you can see, I'm going to secure that in. Doesn't feel like it's going into anything. Oh, actually, where's that coming from? Yeah, it's definitely this one here. So let me get that there. Let me see if I can get my Oria. Might be better with the Oria. So give it a little bit of magnetation there, and we'll secure that into here like so. Doesn't feel like it's going into nothing. Okay, it's quite interesting. It doesn't feel like it's going into anything here. Yeah. Definitely goes through that hole there, because that's where the indentation is. Okay, let's try it again. This is directional because there's a peg thing that sits in it, like so. So if we put the wire back through, whoops. So let's try it again. I think it's probably down to this screw. If that's the case, obviously I don't have the I think what you'll find is that these pack of screws are not the screws for that gear stick. So what we're going to do is, because I don't have that, because DPO3 is here, what I'm going to have to do is come back to this step a little bit later on. So we'll do that a little bit later on. We'll try and work around this first. So the next step is we're going to be working onto this little mechanism down here. I'll try and have a look over there because I have got some PBs over there. And what will happen is we're going to be putting in this little mechanism. There's my brake, or the accelerator if you like. And what's going to happen is this, with the, you've got like a triangle sort of shape on the top of that. That is going to face the front. So basically what will happen is it'll go through this little slot through here, that part there, and then it will just keep, it looks like it flips up and down like that, but it looks as if there's a peg. As you can see, this little peg thing, it slots, looks like it slots into here somehow. It says it fits in, the small peg fits into the loop, so I wonder if you, perhaps it hooks under something like that. Ooh, don't like bits like this. Got some play in that from what I can feel some sort of play in it, so let's get this, see if we can hook that in. Right, so there's a little peg thing, but as we push it down, I wonder if we can just sort of anchor it in slightly. So why do they make things so difficult to put in? Alright, okay, yep. I think, yeah, lovely, as you can see. And now, I don't think this part here moves. I'm not going to force it. It looks like there's an angle there on it, so I'm not going to force that. But basically, apparently it moves up and down, so, ooh, I don't want to touch that. As you can see, it's got a little bit of play in it, but, yeah. The peg comes through the hole in the floor, and this is where the switch on the cable will be fitted to the brake lights. As you can see, it's got a little bit of play in that, but I'm not going to force it too much. So that's that part there in. The next part, what we need to do is to do the same with the accelerator now. And the curved side goes up at the front. So we put the curved side, again, same scenario, through this little hole here. And then the two pegs fit either side of in here. So if I remember rightly, one goes into there like that, the other one slots down there. Come on. God, blimey. How can that possibly? Oh, Jesus. It's very nerve-wracking because I'm frightened I'm going to snap it, and I'll get that part in first if I can. Oh, Jesus. Yep, there we go. Lovely. Okay, I don't think this don't seem to do anything because, as you can see underneath here, it doesn't protrude through here. So I think the main mechanism is this part here. So you just gently press it and it touches something. There's not a lot of play in that, so I'm a little bit concerned if that's going to give us any problems. But we'll see that later down the line. Once we've done that, the next step is to secure in, so if we turn this round up here, we're going to be securing like a little switch thing, and what will happen is, this switch here, so if we turn that upside down like that, we've got a switch here, which there's a button, so that button is basically, it looks like fit the switch end of the cable into the holder. The black peg should be pointing out of the holder. So it says the black peg should be pointing out of the holder. So I'm assuming that they mean, oh hang on a minute, yeah, I can't see, yeah, I think that goes like that. There's a button there, so maybe, but then what, do you see what I mean? What pushes the button? Okay. So, yeah, what we've got to do is basically, well, they've actually got this part here with the pin going like that. Come on. Doesn't seem to, not liking this issue very much. Nothing seems to be going right at the moment. I'm going to hold that there. It's a button. Can't get it in any further than that, but let's have a look, see if I can get it. Let's try and bend them a little bit closer together. They've got this down there like that. So if that's that way, they want it so that this is flipped upside down, which therefore means that that pin will touch that pin and make a connection. So basically it will, like literally, can you see it touches the silver pin? So that's what makes the connection. And then it looks like it's going to be secured there, but this seems a little bit, oh I see, it's got a little bit of play in it now, right. So we'll check it once we've installed it, but basically we need it something like that through there so that it makes a connection. So let's secure these in with the screws. Don't like fiddly issues, it's a pain. It says here the black peg should be pointing out of the holder, so does that mean this has to come up a little bit more? Because it says it should be pointing outside of the holder. So I'm assuming mean something like that. How much further does that possibly have to come up? I can't see how that, unless they mean that holder, but that's got to make a connection, so... Jesus. Right, I'm just going to go and screw it in, I think, because something's not right here, because it's not very flush. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's... We'll screw it in and see what happens. These are going in with the 2mm screws, PB. I don't know what screws we're using because they can't label them correctly for some apparent reason, so just assume it's these ones. Not liking this issue very much. I'm going to secure it here. Don't want to tighten it too much, but I'm intrigued now whether we push this, if that clicks it, yeah, it's not making a click. That needs to be making a click for that to, just say it's not clicking it. I need that clicking, so something isn't right. Tighten it down a bit more, see if that makes a difference. See, it's not clicking, so it's always something. Let's take this off because somewhere down the line it's not clicking and I can't have it not click. So I'm wondering if that maybe it goes like that. No, just don't click. Okay, this issue is starting to wind me up now. See, that peg doesn't even look like it's perpendicular. It doesn't seem to go through the... Right, there's the peg. Okay, so there's the peg going through there. So, if that's the case, then this should click onto that and make a connection. In which case, for some apparent reason, it's not. It's getting stuck there, so... To see, it gets locked there until I push it a bit and then it catches. Now we've got a bit of a click, but we need it there. That's the click point. Right, let's try that. Let's try that. See if that does the jelly float. See if that does what I want it to do. No, and then it stops again. Never known anything like this. I'm going to screw this in, see and then it gets stuck. But it's still clicking, but it's because I'm pushing it from this end. Let's tighten it up and see. But it's because it's catching the other side of it. See, it's not... supposed to, as you push down, it's supposed to click. If you don't get that click, it's not going to work. So I need to get a torch down this and see what the problem is. Understand why it won't click. Right, it seems to me that pin, that switch is not clicking. This is not making a connection. Somewhere this pin is not making a connection. Let's take this switch out if we can and make sure that it's proper straight. Because when I push that through, it's getting caught. What's happening is when you push down and then release it, it gets caught on that piece of plastic there. So we're going to have an ongoing problem with this unless we can dislodge it somehow. I can't understand what's causing this. This is crazy. Let's secure it up again. We could be here a while. There's a problem somewhere down here, which is not. See what I mean? For Christ's sake. This is obscure. Let's tighten this up. I'm going to tighten this up, tighten that one there, and tighten this one here. But can you see the pin is pushing behind here, so clearly somewhere down the line something is not, it's not liking it somehow, and yeah, I don't know. There's always something wrong. If I can try and, oh great, now the pin's fucked. Lovely! Oh fuck this, I ain't getting another replacement. This is crazy. How the hell can the pin not go through that? I don't understand this. This has just been replaced as well, and the crap don't work. Look at it, fucking pin's broke. Seriously, like what the hell? Just don't believe this. I really don't believe this. Look at it, epoxy thing. Right, this is absolutely ridiculous. Because clearly this peg is fucked. Because why is it when I push down it's not doing nothing? So yet again, oh, I ain't doing this. I'm not going to keep replacing it. This is crazy. See, look, pile of junk. Complete utter piece of crap. Never known anything like it. See, all this has come up. Wow. See, this is where they get you, is because they know it's a fiddly issue, and then they know, oh, let's design it so that it snaps, and then we'll get more money out of the customer. Do you see what I mean? This is what really aggravates me. You know, you can see that that pin is clearly not correct because it kept catching along here. So, yeah, now we're back to square one again. So that's where the pin is. Very, very annoying. Very annoying. I've known anything like it. This is... If it ain't one thing, it's another, you know? Oh well, worst case scenario is I just won't have a switch. Because, you know, it's bloody ridiculous. I ain't paying out another £8 for that. I'm sorry, no. No. That ain't gonna happen, I'm afraid. So, what I'm gonna do is... That's not gonna do anything because that's there, so... Absolutely ridiculous. Right, what we're going to do is we'll put these wing things on. We may have to do a little modification. It's really quite frustrating. I'm assuming that goes something like that. And again, if we turn it round, it looks like... So you've got these back parts here. That's where the straight part goes. So is it that one or that one? I'm sorry this video is taking so long. It's just, you know, it's always something. That can't go like that, surely. Because we've got that part there, so I'm assuming it sits somewhere up here. So it sort of hooks. Ah, there we go, there we go, there we go. But that's for that side, so let's try this one on here. Yeah, there we go, that's what we want. Right, let's get these in. I mean, you know, I don't want to hold this issue up any longer. You know, we're going to have to mod it some way. I'm not paying out another £8.99 just for a pin that could potentially break again. As you saw on that, it was catching on that plastic. So we're going to have to mod it some way. You know, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm not going to pay out another £8.99. Simple as that. You know, I say it how it is. If I think it's crap, I'll call it crap. But yeah, that's ridiculous. I can't understand why they've designed a pin that keeps catching, you know, on the plastic. we'll go into this part here and get this on next. Where does this one go? That one goes like that. So yeah, we'll get this on and then we'll try and figure out how to fix this switch. Probably because I'm tired as well. I'm ratty. This live show is causing technical problems. It's getting on my nerves, and I'm probably just rushing a bit. But see again, now this won't go in. Like, what is wrong with this? Thank you. Worst case scenario is we just don't have an operating brake switch. Because don't forget, I am doing 2 of these and some will be modded, so basically that's them red clips on, which I suspect the wheel will go somewhere around there. Obviously we need to put that gear stick in. Let me see if I can find the screws. I think I've had some. Oh. Great. I think right, I thought I had some on here, but as per usual I don't. So what we're going to have to do is, hang on a minute, I think this is one. Let me have a look. Because I did start to label them, but that don't seem to be this type of screw. I'm going to try something. Where's that gear stick? See this screw holding it in, to be honest with you, but it feels like it's grip. Aha, told you I had a screw, didn't I? Yeah, that's the one. Excellent. Right, that's that screw. So brilliant. So then this little wire cable thing goes into that little hole. Suspect something like that, as you can see. So yeah, we've got that in. I'm just going to tension that off a bit, just in case it's a little bit too tight. So we've got to try and figure out how to fix this switch. Obviously we saw that it kept catching there. I may have to glue this carpet thing down, this mat. My plan of action for this is to, let's take this off. What we're going to have to do, that's where the switch is, okay? So that's where we need to have the switch. I think we're going to have to pull this out. Don't know why that's got stuck there, but we're going to have to feed this up and somehow glue it onto the end of that. And then, you know, the plan of action then, see, because if you look through there, it doesn't even sit through there. It keeps getting stuck. So the plan of action would be to put this pin through here, and then we'll have to somehow glue it onto the end of that, but making sure that it doesn't interfere with the switch and lock that. So the plan of action would be to secure that dead center there, and then but it then gets stuck on this. That's where it gets stuck, you see there? And that, I think that's what led to that snapping. So it's not the best of designs, I'll be honest with you there. So I just don't think it's worth paying out $8.99. It might be easier to take this pin out of here, but once it's in, you see, because I've got it there, so if I can try and glue it and set it so that it's like that, we can try and knuckle that together, then I think we've got a winner. Right, let's get a little bit of solution. Let's try and figure something out here. We'll try and glue this up. Where's my pin vise? If we can try and just get a smidge of glue, this should be a fast acting solution. I am actually phasing this glue out because it's really crap. Okay, right. We want the slightest amount of glue. If we can, okay, we can just pop a dollop. Just literally, what we need is just smidge it into there, like that. And then we can try and hold that there, hold that shut, and then hold it there for a couple of minutes. But you see, it gets stuck there. That is the problem. So that is what basically caused that to snap. If I can just get it about there, hold that for a couple of minutes. No, I think we'll leave it as it is for a couple of minutes. Problem is, pushing on that is going to make it very, very weak. But yeah, and then if that's the case, yeah, we'll leave that for a minute because, yeah, hopefully that will fix the issue. If not, what we're going to have to do is make a small cut, because as it's pushing back, it's coming back again but getting caught on that plastic. So while that's gluing, we can get this switch back in. Hopefully this will give it a solution. So as you can tell, some issues do test my patience. I do get angry, but you know, in the end we find a solution to fix it. So, because that needs to touch that. Now what we've got is the glue has set. Even if it's just like a small touch, what we need is something to press onto that. I'm wondering if we can turn this round. This they have actually got the wire coming out from there. This is quite bizarre. I don't know how we're supposed to get this to operate that switch, because we put that through there, yeah, it gets stuck here. That's the problem. So, and then as you can see, when you pull it back, it gets locked up here somehow. So I don't know how we're going to solve this. It's quite annoying, it's frustrating, and yeah, it's starting to piss me off, really. Never known anything like it. Because that's going to go through there, but it can't push on nothing because it keeps getting locked. So, and then of course the switch gets stuck. So the only really way to solve this, I think, is to cut a notch off this bit here. I'm going to have to shorten this down a bit, because I can't see any other way how we can sort this out. It's just going to keep getting stuck. I can't see any other way. That's got to make a connection to that, but it doesn't say anything in the magazine about cutting the end of it. Fit the switch on the end into there, then it says to fix the contact. It doesn't say anything about cutting it. So, yeah. I'm not going to spend too much more time on this. I need to take a look at this in post-production and see what I can do to try and fix this. Personally, I feel that that is far too long. But, yeah, I can't work out. I just don't know how we're going to fix it, because once again it's getting caught there. So I don't understand how we can fix this. I've never known anything like this. We might have to put some glue down there to hold that shut, but the main priority at the moment is this mechanism, because without this we can't get the brake light on. So, I mean, I don't know whether to cut this or what. Unless this, the only other thing I can think of is maybe this goes further down into this shaft thing. Maybe that's what's caused it. Maybe this gets pushed further down and that's what the problem is. I don't know how we can push that down any further. Because from looking underneath that, I'm wondering if it's, I don't know if it's something down here we need to touch, or I mean, if we can't get that to fix, the only suggestion I can think of is to file this spur away and just try and get that to go down a little bit more. Because, as I said, if we tried to touch it with that, the problem we've got is it's just gonna, as you can see when you push it down, there's nothing to... I personally think, looking at this, yeah, I personally think one or two things. Either that's too big and we need to snip it, or this needs to go further down this little bracket thing. But it leaves me something to ponder on and try and figure out where we go from here on this specific thing, because until this is fixed I can't go any further. I'm not buying another issue just for a pin. It's not worth the risk. I could buy another issue, the same thing could happen, it could pin and drop. If any of you guys have any ideas how we can get around this little obstacle here, do drop me a comment. There won't be no live videos for a while until the technical hitch has been sorted, but I really don't know what else to do. As I said, looking in the diagram, it does look like this gets pushed down a little bit further, but that's as far as I can get that. So I'm not having a very good time with this issue, and it's quite frustrating. But what else can I do? You know, we've got the pin on, so that's the main thing. But as I said, I personally think, looking at that, that's on a slant, okay? There's no way that that can touch that, because you can't even get the screw all the way down without that touching it. Do you see what I mean? So it's, you know, it backs up again like that. I mean, and then you push it and it don't click. That switch needs to go like this. It needs to go and click. But then it gets stuck here. And if we're going to keep having this problem all the time, I don't know what we're going to do from here. Yeah, I need some answers, guys. If not, I'm going to have to either cut that down a bit, or we're going to have to figure out a way of modding it. So I'm sorry that this hasn't been assembled. We've got a problem with it. We're going to have to see what we can do. So have a lovely day. Enjoy this the thing, and hopefully we can get this sorted out. Please remember to like, share and subscribe if you want to become a ding dong, and tap the notification bell. But please, if you have any answers to this, do let me know, and have a lovely evening ahead. Take care, bye bye.